So last time we picked up with us being in this weird place. I don't know if we ever clarified dimension or just another region of this ocean. But we found ourselves with some being claiming to be uh, or I don't know if it was claiming to be a god, but claiming that it was around before everything, and wanted us to serve it. And seeing how we all denied it, um, some of us tried to get away. Laura decided to be the one that was going to tell people to go away while sacrificing herself, but we were selfish and wouldn't let her do that. And so we got involved in a fight and we kicked butt. Oh, and Laura is a wereshark.
Oh yeah.
Small detail.
So does this mean you're no longer a vegan?
As far
Can
as
you
I'm
be a
aware-
vegan wereshark?
Oh, I've been trying to hint at that, but y'all
To
are
be-
really bad at picking up on things.
I did not notice. I'll be honest. It was completely.
So wait, were you a wereshark like the whole time, or was this a recent thing?
Since you got
Relatively recent. Well, it's
Ever
since I
since
got
the
bit.
Tea
Does
Party.
this mean you're no longer a vegan? It's since you got bit.
Yeah.
Can you be a vegan wereshark?
Basically,
Oh,
it's been
I've been
affecting
trying
her
to
ever
look at
since you
that,
guys woke up
but
and talked to
y'all-
the lumberjack
really
giant,
bad at things.
I
Kieran.
did not notice. I'll be
Well-
honest. It was completely.
So wait, were you a wereshark? If that's the case, okay. Time, or was this a recent thing?
So,
Relatively recent.
that's a good recap, Chris. You can have inspiration for this session.
Sweet, except I never got rid of the inspiration you gave us last session.
Well, it's session to session. So,
Right.
everyone else is now without inspiration.
I feel
Did
so
I forget
inspired,
about that? Probably.
uninspired.
Wait, I didn't know that you lose
like I'm
the
naked.
inspiration. I thought you could just store it and bank it. Well, not bank it, but store it and save it for a rainy day.
Yes, there's role playing inspiration, like the way we've been doing it. You may have missed the session when we clarified it, but there's
May
role
have.
playing inspiration where you play to your character, where that one just stays with you, and then just to give you guys rewards for doing the recaps, I was giving you guys session inspiration.
Gotcha. So do they stack, seeing how they're different?
I'll let those two stack, but
Okay.
right now, you're the only one with recap inspiration.
Cool.
Anyway, we return to a party in this deep, dark expanse of water. The party is currently following a transformed Katya, following the warm, almost rhythmic current that is in this water. Katya, in her transformed form, has a elongated snout, sharp teeth, jet black eyes, and what appears to be uncomfortably a fin sprouting from the base of her neck and a tail that is helping her swim through the water. Whenever she tries to talk, it's like, it's kind of like trying to talk through a smile. Your lips are stretched. You don't have to actually do that, but I thought it was fun. So, what do you all do now that you are following Katya? You continue to follow Katya, and for how long?
I mean, we got all the stuff, right? I want to make sure we clarify that. We got all the stuff.
Yes, you all did an investigation at the bottom of the Aboleth area, and I can show you the loot that you guys got.
Yeah, I didn't know if you said that loot amount to us or not.
He
Yeah.
did.
He did.
I'm writing it down right now.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
said
you
you're
got-
divvying it out right now?
Well, I'm writing it out, and then I'll divvy it.
Okay.
Here, let's go ahead and do that. 532 gold pieces, 400 GP rubies, 2 potions of greater healing, a container of dust of disappearance, 1 use, and a saddle of the cavalier. In the bag were the 5 crystals and the Wayfarer's Trident, which is a homebrew item.
Just to bring it to memory, Logan. That item that I personally asked you for. By any chance, was it in here?
You did not find a
that we'll
pearl
talk
of
about later.
power.
Huh?
You did not find the pearl of power in here,
Bummer.
but I could definitely see that being something you can source in a major city.
Right, of course.
So that's all your loot.
You each get 133 gold.
All right, let me write this down.
Yay.
Do you want to each have a ruby, or do you want me to hold on to them in the bag of holding?
Let me see.
I don't know. I'm suspicious of the fish lady now.
Of the what?
The fish lady.
She's only going to be a fish lady tonight. She won't be a fish lady come tomorrow.
We
What
don't
are you
know
worried
that.
about? You've been riding her shoulder for how long?
Yeah, but now she eats people.
She doesn't eat people.
I haven't eaten anybody yet.
She wants to eat people.
Okay, who wants a potion of greater healing?
I would very much appreciate that. At least one for myself, if that's okay with the group.
Yep, one to click. I have 2, so if anybody else wants one, go for it.
Meepo needs a rest.
You need one?
Meepo needs a rest.
Would you like a potion of greater healing upon your person?
No, I'll be alright.
Going once, going twice.
I'll put it in the bag of holding.
And you said it's a potion of greater healing? Okay. We go ahead and get that in.
I ask everyone in the party except Katia, is she going to eat us next?
She only eats little people.
Oh, that's just prejudice.
Okay, like, I don't hear this, but I won't comment. Okay, but do y'all want the rubies in the bag of holding?
That's fine.
I'm checking now to see if I have any spells that would require one, but go ahead and stick them in there for now.
Okay, and anybody want the dust of disappearance?
Meepo can already disappear on his own.
Okay.
What does it do? Just make you invisible or give you advantage on like stealth checks?
That's a great question. I don't know.
What does it do, Logan?
It basically allows you and several other people to turn invisible.
Oh,
I like
okay.
that.
Oh,
Full
so it could be a
invisible.
group thing.
Interesting. Sounds like the Dota 2 item.
Not very long.
Not very long.
2d4 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's very short.
But hey, it's you and each creature and object within 10 feet of you.
Eh. I'll take it.
Yeah. You want it?
Sure.
I can put it in the bag of holding.
I mean, best not to keep all the things in one place.
Okay. So Meepo has that.
Dust of disappearance.
Saddle of the Cavalier.
It is a well lacquered saddle. It appears to be similar to that of a formed leather saddle. It is clearly magical, considering that it has been submerged down here for you're not sure how long. It still looks pristine.
Is this a homebrew object?
Nope.
Nope.
It's not coming up.
you ever find those fancy gems you were looking for?
Yeah,
Do we have all those that you need now?
I think
Or all
so.
the slots on your armor or whatever?
I think so.
I hope so. I don't want to come back.
Why can't I find it?
I found it.
What are we finding?
The saddle of the cavalier. While in this saddle on a mount, you can't be dismounted against your will if you are conscious. And attack rolls against the mount have disadvantage.
Why can't I find it?
I'm
But you
just
guys
thinking,
all-
can
you
we
guys all-
put that on Cat in shark form and ride her?
It is an option.
Well, you hold on to it for now, Ian, since I can't find it.
Into the bag.
I don't know why I can't find it, but
Are you spelling it correctly?
I tried saddle. How do you spell cavalier?
C-A.
CAVA.
No, it's not coming up. It's an inventory, right? Well, I found it in the great big scheme of things.
That's what's important.
I got it added to my equipment.
Thanks. I don't understand why I can't find it in.
And how many rubies and how much were they worth?
100.
Yeah, I will take those if that's okay.
Yep. Let me remove them from the bag holding.
You sound interestingly interested in that.
Well, I have a spell currently that I can use them for. I'll get a spell whenever I get my next level spell. There's a spell there I can use it for, and when I get my 7th level spell, there's a spell there I can use it for.
Okay.
I just got to get them crushed and powderized first, and I'm going to need a lot more for a certain spell, but it'll be a nice start.
Well, I think Cat's got a big hammer. We can crush him.
I haven't tried it.
Oh,
I got to get them into powder.
well, put Meepo to work. He can grind them.
Weird. Okay.
It doesn't sound too difficult.
I'm just gonna put the trident in the bag of holding for now.
Okay. So that appears to be all the loot. Do you guys continue on with your path?
Yes.
Sure. Well,
How long have we been for the underwater breathing stuff?
24 hours.
Yeah, it's been a couple hours at this point.
Okay,
Like-
so we're still real good.
Oh yeah, you got time to spend.
Okay.
Although Meepo is in pain. If anyone has any spells, it would be useful.
Nepo's in pain?
Meepo's not looking so hot.
Yeah, I can help you out. I got plenty. Well, I don't have plenty, but I got enough that I can heal you.
Okay.
While
I'll
we're
do-
sorry.
I'll,
While we're doing the loot thing, will that classify as a short rest?
Do you want to take it?
All right, so I'll swim over to Meepo and I'll lay my hands on him, and I'm gonna double cast Cure Wounds.
Jeez.
First one is 14 points of healing, and then another 14 points of healing.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, of course.
Ugh. Sorry. My cat just moved. I was able to move.
While I'm doing this, I turn over to Meepo and I ask him, Meepo, how well do you do with avoiding damage? when people do see you and they make attacks at you, how well are you able to avoid that?
Pretty well. I mean, I don't get hit crazy often.
No.
I mean, I'm no Katia here, but
That is.
Okay.
I'm no
I swim
tank.
up. Huh?
I'm no tank.
Yeah.
I prefer to, not have people try to hit me in the first place.
Of course. I swim up to Katia and I ask Katia, what do you sure that you don't get hit so easily?
What do I what?
What do you use to make sure you don't get hit so easily when we're in battle?
Fancy armor, a shield, and a lot of strength.
That shield, let me ask you this question. Would you have another use for your hand if that shield wasn't there?
I could hit with 2 hands.
Okay. And is that more efficient in battle? Where I come from, normally warriors wield a shield and a mace. We don't have many warriors that do that fight with a weapon in each hand.
I could do more damage with my sword.
Oh, so you would wield one weapon with 2 hands. Very well. That's interesting to me. And I swim over to Ian and I ask Ian the same question. How well do you do? Or sorry, Levi. Levi, how well do you do with avoiding getting hit?
Pretty good.
You sure
I
do ask
also
a
have
lot
a
of interesting
shield.
questions.
What's that?
I also have a shield.
Do you feel like a shield hinders you or does it aid you more?
It aids me because I don't have a weapon in my other hand.
Would you want a weapon in your other hand?
No, because
Or could
hopefully
you-
I'm not close enough to be able to hit somebody with the weapon.
What about that fancy sword that you carry? What about wielding it with 2 hands like Katia does?
No, it's too small for that.
Oh. Okay.
I hardly ever use it to swing it or anything like that.
Gotcha. Well, okay then. I
Why are
realize
you
that
so
we-
inquisitive?
Well, I realize that we spend lots of time in battle, but when we're in battle, we're not really paying attention to each other except to make sure that everybody's okay. And so I kind of started wondering how we all fight differently. I noticed that Meepo, you tend to stay in the back a lot, and you're very good at hiding. I see you one moment, maybe, if that, and then you're gone before I can even blink.
Y'all should try that too.
And I know you attack most at a distance. I see Katia running to the front of battle, normally with shield in air or sword in air and shield in front of her. And then I've seen Ian do a combination of some magic stuff, and every now and then I think I've seen him utilize his sword.
Who's this Ian person?
Sorry, Levi. You just remind me of an old friend from home.
The best way to not get smacked by somebody is not be close enough to get smacked.
But actually, I think. Cat, what's your AC?
21.
See, I actually have an AC of 22.
What?
Mine
Whoa.
is 17.
I am 15. But I suppose we should make our way. And
Yes.
You guys
Like
can be
where we're going
swimming
to
and
go.
talking.
Huh?
This can be swimming and talking.
yes,
Yeah.
swimming and talking, swimming.
I'm just imagining that while doing this, like, Click is utilizing his wings in a way he's never done before. So, like, yes, they're going up, but there's also kind of like a circular movement with them.
Yeah, you can mimic Katia's manta cloak. Its movement.
Yeah. I'm not as sufficient because it's feathers instead of fins, so there's places that they can escape or water can escape through.
They're probably not going to be very useful for flying.
Not for a while. I imagine I'll have to dry them.
Cat is
Or-
just keep swimming.
I could fly. It'll just
keep
probably
swimming, just
make me
keep
a little more
swimming.
tired afterwards because of how heavy they're going to be.
So, after this long conversation, you all have been continuing on your whole way. First, an hour passes, then a few more hours. Katya has the clear lead with her various means of swim speed, followed by Click, Meepo, and then Levi. The current is getting slightly stronger as you continue on, and the water is even getting hotter. Whatever possesses Katya to keep traveling in this direction, you are unimpeded for the next several hours before the water becomes noticeably hot. It's like almost to the point of a soup. It's very uncomfortable, thick, and for those that bother to taste it, it's like this. You were at first where you were drinking a strange kind of seawater. It seemed like, but now it's something about the contents has changed. There, it reminds you of runny eggs slightly.
Ooh,
Tasty.
please tell me I'm walking us into more trouble.
So since I grew up near the sea and stuff like that, it's not like brackish water. It's runny eggs.
It's more of that's how you would describe the smell, because not only with the breathe water
Oh.
smell,
So like sulfur?
yeah, Meepo would
Rotten
being a
eggs,
big
then.
guy, would know the smell of sulfur.
Mm.
This water is becoming more and more sulfuric, as well as the current that you're now swimming actively against keeps getting stronger.
So we must be near a volcano of some sort.
Toasty.
What do
Can I get perception checks from everybody?
Is it warmer?
It is definitely warmer.
All right, perception. First roll of the day.
10.
10.
12.
9.
We're doing
Meepo.
great.
Meepo, whereas everyone else is, just struggling against the current, you are working smarter and not harder. Even though you're afraid of Katya, I imagine that you would still try to sneak a ride on her, possibly just grabbing like the tail end of her cloak or something.
Of course.
You are the
August
first.
doesn't try to eat me.
You are the first to notice the odd cylindrical object in front of you. It
How big?
appears to be submerged 20 feet down into the water, and following the object up, it looks like the water line is actually moved to just above you.
Wait, the water line as in
As
surface?
in, you could swim up.
Ooh.
What does that mean? I'm confused.
You
It's
can
possibly
brace
a way
your-
out.
So, okay. Can I investigate the cylindrical object?
Yes. Do you go forward by yourself?
Sure.
I need an athletics check real quick.
Oh boy, this will go horribly. -2. Being small people problems. 13.
All right. So it is a bit of a struggle for you, Beepo, but you leave the group behind and you have to time it out because you notice that the current is coming in intervals now. It's like, and whenever an interval comes, the temperature of the water seems to go up a good 10 degrees. Getting closer to the object, it appears to be like a giant tower headed straight up. Made
It's like
of
a building
some
size or like
it's made of some kind of metal. Investigation, please.
how big is it? A far away is it?
Well, you're swimming up to it now.
Is it like a cylinder I could hold in my hand, or cylinder that's like a building?
So, now that you have gotten close enough to this cylinder, and we'll just go ahead and say that you breached the top of the water line, you can see that the cylinder is absolutely massive. It appears to be approximately 10 foot in diameter, made of metal, and with an 11, you can't tell exactly how it's put together, but it appears to be made in segments leading upwards.
Does it feel very hot?
You place your hand upon it, it is immediately hot to the touch.
Oh. Is there any light or anything coming from it? I can see.
Not from it itself, but looking up. Can you make one more perception check? This one you don't have to. It's going to be a lower DC.
Perception. $22.
Ooh.
Looking up, you see flickering orange light.
Orange light. Is there any noise?
There appears to be a every time that there's an interval where there appears to be water coming out of this giant cylinder. There's a big whooshing sound of the water going through the pipe, and possibly with a 22, you hear possibly metal on metal moving against each other.
I yell for everyone to come over here.
I go over there.
I follow as well.
Okay.
I think I found a heat exchanger.
Oh, what?
Who?
It moves heat.
Huh? Why do we gotta move heat?
Meepo, make an intelligence check.
Intelligence. Raw intelligence?
Yeah, because kobolds are smart. Like they tend to think through things, but it makes Meepo think of when he put pipes, or when he put like bowls in fires and stuff, and then he would take the hot bowl and use it to scrape out objects.
But we had forges and stuff still. Is it making like any? Is there any like quenching noise coming from it?
You hear like a sizzling of hot water, of hot metal hitting cold water.
Hmm.
It's more of like you hear fluid traveling down the pipe in intervals.
This is a cooling for something. I don't know what. It's massive and it's all metal. Like, holy hell. But I don't know what it is, but I think that's what it's doing.
Could it be bad for us?
Well, it's hot. That's about it. If you don't like the heat,
Well, does it mean there's somebody up there?
well, it's got to be doing something. Is
Katia,
there any way out of this like chamber?
Katia, looking up, you see that flickering orange light that Meepo heard.
Uh-huh.
And as everyone is standing around here, you can also hear that kawoosh, kawoosh of the water coming down the pipe. And as Meepo points it out, you hear the mechanical sounds of metal on metal.
Anvil or something?
It's not like pating of a hammer striking metal. It's more of like a grinding sound.
Drill?
So is
You
this?
said the route we came was very cylindrical, right?
The tube
Almost
is
as though
very symmetrical.
carved?
The what?
Or does this appear carved?
The tube?
Yeah.
Yes, the tube appears to be made in segments made of metal.
So pipe. Okay.
Like the caterpillar?
But no, I'm talking about the okay. That's the part we came down from where we fought the the aboleth down where we came. Does this feel
That
like a natural part of the cave or a carved portion?
that was several hours ago, and it was smooth enough, but it had rough sides.
I don't think it was metal.
Like, does it seem kind of perfectly circular, like a drill would have come through here, or like a natural?
It was oddly circular,
Something
but
drilling.
you remember Honest Isaac telling you that there used to be giant worms all over this place.
Giant what?
Worms.
Oh, worms.
Worms.
Shy Halud's been here.
Should we go up?
I think we should go up, but it might be a way out.
Is
Yeah.
there any way out of here, out of this chamber, Logan?
Looking around the chamber, it appears that you are in like a natural cave formation with the water line. Now that you guys are above the water line, changing every time that the bunch of water comes down the pipe. But looking around, no, it just appears that you're in some kind of air pocket.
And that's really bad heat exchanger design. I'm not saying this in character, Logan.
I popped my head up.
Okay,
Here.
you look around the air pocket. It's a natural cave. The oddest thing about this is the 10-foot diameter cylinder leading straight up. Looking around the edge of the cylinder, you see flickering red-orange light.
Is it flame?
Huh?
Is it flame?
Well, it's whatever's making all this heat.
You can't tell what it is right now.
Can I go over to it?
Somebody break it.
You would have to climb what appears to be at least 50 feet to
I will-
get up to the gap.
I will tell you, it's almost guaranteed very hot. So do it at your own risk.
I pop
Very
up as well. Do I see everything?
Yep, you see
All right.
everything else that everybody else does.
I turn to Katia and say, Katia, I know you may not like your new form, but by any chance, did it grant you the ability to control water like that one guy did? If so, I'm wondering if you can get a little bit of water up to that pipe.
Logan's telling me no before I go digging through too many messages.
I probably should have in character just let you figure that out. Like Katia went.
I mean, I was just gonna try and jump.
Did we all try and break it? Maybe.
Is that the only thing in this cave?
Yes, looking around, you.
So there's no other exit or anything?
Now let me do a quick drawing.
The air
That would
pocket
be
isn't
helpful.
small enough to jump.
Shoot it with Eldritch
Now
Blast.
you're gonna have to climb like 50 feet.
Well, give me one moment.
It'd be
I'll go
very-
ahead and fly up there.
Okay.
You're wet though.
Yeah, but even wet birds can fly. It just costs a little bit more energy to do so. And I'm only going 50 feet, which is my actual like movement speed. when I
Yeah.
fly.
I mean, all I would say is that like we could rule it as you're encumbered, so you
Yeah.
just go a little slower.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and like splash some water on it. Do I hear the water sizzle?
Yes, the
Okay.
water on the pipe where you are at the bottom is sizzling when you touch it.
Gotcha.
I can't find where I have what resistance I have on my armor.
Still saying you guys should break it.
What would be the purpose of breaking it?
See what happens. It's almost certainly got a lot of hot water or steam in it. And it could cause something. Something will change. Someone might come down here and wonder what broke it. We'll figure out what it is and who's using it.
Yeah, but I'd rather not get into a fight with anything that may come down here.
Well, are we directly under the island still, Logan, that we were on top of earlier?
You guys have been swimming for hours.
Okay. But I thought we were still in the same cave system, so.
Yeah, you're in the same cave system.
Okay, so there's some.
If I hold my hand on the thing, how do I take damage?
I wonder where the air.
How long do you hold your hand there?
I just keep holding my hand there.
It's first it's warm, then it's very hot, then it's burning,
Mm.
and then just reflexively you pull your hand away.
Cylinder goes
How
all
long
the way
is
down
that?
into the water. Yes, poor heat exchanger design. Air bubble bad.
How long was that?
A few seconds, like not many.
Oh, I don't like
Break
that.
it.
Oh wait, I have resistance to fire. No, I don't.
You do?
That's a lie. That's because the armor is listed as armor of fire resistance.
Doesn't that mean you have fire resistance?
No, it's my special armor. That's just what we listed it as, so my armor class would check it.
Okay.
I just don't know what my resistance is at. Do I have it in a note? In here? Nope. Why would I do that? That would make sense.
This is my crude drawing.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I like it.
Oh.
Uh,
There's no other ways.
I
out of
tried
this
to
air
swim off
pocket.
and then swim up very fast to jump.
How do they do maintenance on this thing? I wonder.
Make an athletics check.
is there a gap between the top of the like where the ceiling is and where the tube is coming from? Is there a gap between it and the rock?
That's where the orange light's coming from.
Yep, that's where you see the light coming from.
Is it a big enough
You
gap
rolled
to
a one?
slip through?
You're gonna have to squeeze, but yes, it appears to be big enough.
You gotta
Okay.
burn the hell out of yourself.
It looks like Laura's having a panic attack.
I rolled a 1.
Oh well.
Oh, nothing bad's
So-
gonna happen.
Oh, it will, but
But I have a plus
Before
7.
Katya, before
Oh, well.
Clicks,
the way. it goes.
before Clicks flies up through the hole around the pipe, Katya, you see everyone sees her disappear down below the water. There's a few seconds of silence as she amps herself up to try and swim as fast as she can, swimming straight up. She misjudges the angle and kind of smacks her face on the tube.
I made a grievous error.
Everyone, there's a big splash in the water as Katya's not moving for a second or two, whether she's unconscious or just embarrassed.
Here
We
I
just
was
kinda sit
thinking
there and
you were
go,
part fish. I thought you were part fish.
I'm not meant for this life.
But Click
Yes.
now taking charge. He manages to squeeze himself up, and Click, there's a immediate change in the ambient light. Looking around you, there are several giant braziers going around, and you hear what was that mechanical sound. It's kind of beyond your immediate understanding. You'd have to investigate it, but it you see you see more columns similar to like the giant one you've seen before. You see you have seen water wheels, but it looks like these have been made of metal and interlock with each other and appear to be whirring and clanking against each other for some purpose.
I
There
see a
appears
way
there's
out?
no one. I was
Sorry,
getting to
I
that.
didn't realize you were done.
Nah, I had to take a breath.
No, my apologies. I thought you had finished. But please continue.
Yes, everything is much larger than you would than you would be expect to see in, say, a town like Waterdeep. In fact, it appears to be about 3 times too large, especially the what appears to be 2 doors on the opposite side of this square room.
Okay. I will squeeze back down, and I will say there's some doors that we can get out of up here, and if you all climb, I can try and aid you, and then we can all squeeze out of it. And I turn to Meepo and I say, Meepo, because of your ability to hide so well, would you be willing to go first?
I can, but
Great.
I gotta get up there.
I swoop down, I grab Meepo, and I fly him back up, and I help
That
him
one's
through
easy
the
enough.
crevice. Yeah, I was gonna say he's the only one that I can actually carry.
Alright.
The rest I figured I would just stay behind them, and then kind of like if they fall, I can catch them, and at least decrease the speed of their descent
Yeah.
so they don't hurt themselves.
Bye bye.
Man, this is gonna be hot.
Bye.
Well, with
bye.
the
Sorry.
with sufficient time,
At least
Oh,
I'm
you're good.
cold-blooded.
with sufficient time and this plan using ropes, because you said ropes, right?
I mean, sure, yeah. I was just
Yes.
gonna stay behind them.
Sorry, I. Oh well, how are they getting up there?
I figured they could climb if it's a rock surface, but if not, yeah, I can use a rope and tie it down,
People can
and
climb
then that way they
over.
have a rope they can climb up of instead.
Well, yeah, if you can get Meepo up there, he can tie a rope, maybe
Yeah.
someplace.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll get Meepo up there, make sure that he has plenty of rope to lower, and I'll just fly behind you guys so that way if you fall, I can at least slow your descent or maybe even like aid you in climbing up easier.
Meepo will climb. What does he see up here?
You see the same room that Click saw. There's a bunch of whirring gears, more columns that look similar to the one that you had to be carried past. The mechanical sound is very obvious now. You see those giant metal water wheels interacting with each other.
Are there any of these pillars that are not extremely hot?
Looking around, do you investigate by like touching them or what?
I can spit on them.
Spitting onto all of the columns in this room, they appear to be hot until you spit on one column that seems to be half submerged into the ground near the giant doors, and it does not sizzle.
Okay, I will tie off a rope onto this one. Then lead the rope back down to everyone in the 50-foot pool.
Okay. Does everyone start climbing up?
Sure.
What's your climbing order?
I'll still continue to fly, but like I said, I'm going to aid them as they climb.
Right. What about Katya and Levi?
I'll go last.
Guess I'm going before Cat.
All right. Are you going at the same time?
No, I'll go ahead of her.
Okay. Levi is able to climb, no problem. Katya, can you make an athletics check for me?
Hopefully.
Can I if I recognize that she's struggling, can I cast guidance on her?
It's not a struggling thing. I just want to see how hard she pulls on this rope.
14.
Okay. You're able to climb up and without issue. All right, everyone is now in this hot room. The air is much drier up here compared to down in the air pocket area, but it is very noisy. There is the sound of the gears, the sound of the water, and the giant door in front of you with the half submerged pipe.
All right. So
It still has the rope on it.
Can I get rid of my tail?
Can you go ahead and make a wisdom save for me?
16.
Katya, being out of the water and away from all of the added tension that you were in, you're finally. It appears that there was some missing key, but you were able to finally calm down and you return to your normal form.
Excellent. Thank you.
For everyone else, Katya's skin, you're tan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
It goes
going
from
scales.
blue and white to tan. Her hair, which really didn't change much, is the dirty blonde, but more her lips come back together, so that way she's not in a constant toothy smile, and her dorsal fin and tail disappear.
Thank goodness.
I like you a little bit more blue, but this works too.
I
I
don't
think
think
she
I
still wants to eat us.
don't want to eat you.
So, what do you all do now?
Do you eat meat now?
No.
All right, guys. So, where do we go?
Well, we need to
There's
find
big
out where
doors.
we're at. We're obviously in some sort of giant
Forge?
something.
Forge?
Is it a forge or is it just
I don't know.
a
What
heat
else is going to make all this
transfer?
heat?
Well, if it's just like a furnace room, that's sending heat to someplace else. Heck, we might be
boiler.
in the castle.
We're in a boiler?
That's what I'm worried about. Not gonna lie.
Oh boy, trespassing.
Well, we have options. Do we want to go ahead and traverse this and try and find a way out, or do we want to take our chances and go back under and find a new way up?
No, I
What
think
if
we
we're
need
just
to.
honest and knock on the big door till someone comes and say, "Sorry, we ended up here. We didn't
Have
mean
we
to."
tried to open up the door?
Not yet.
Let's just
Wanted
try
to
and
get
open up
everybody
the
up here
door.
first.
How big is this door, Logan?
You go up to the door. It is absolutely massive, approximately 20 feet tall, made of appears to be a solid metal. Do you guys investigate the door?
I will investigate the door. 'Cause
Sure.
I
wanna
will as
know.
well.
All right,
I will
Levi,
as-
investigate.
I'm assisting, so does it get advantage?
You both could roll.
Okay.
15.
Just get advantage.
No, don't think
Ooh, 16.
Okay, so looking at this and looking at all the gears around you, you notice that there's appears to be a kind of like a chain connected to the door that is also connected to the gears in a strange way. It appears that activating whatever chain, that chain somehow will open the door.
Well, then let's try and activate the chain.
Shoot, I feel like we should
How
just
do we
knock.
activate the chain?
Well, if it's on a gear,
you-
we need to turn the gear.
Oh, I'll help.
Do
with
you
that.
knock, Meepo?
Yes.
It sounds hollow.
Hello? Anyone there?
Unless somebody's on the other side of the door, they're not going to hear that.
It was worth a try.
I mean, in a large, if this is a large building and somebody's knocking on one single door, the chance of somebody answering. Well, let's try this gear and see if we can move it.
Okay, so
I think Kat said she was going to help.
I can help with that.
all right.
Or
So
she should do that and I can help her.
are you going to try to move the gear into place? Are you going to try what? How do you suppose that you activate the gear?
Oh, it's a gear, no handle.
Looking up with your 15 and 16, it appears that there's a chain that pulls on the door. Here, let me try and draw it. Okay, here's the door. It swings out. It appears that there's a chain that will retract when this gear turns. You look through this whole mess of gears, like there's more leading off from it, and you need to get this one activated, so that way this one activates.
And there's
Is
no
there
handle.
anything? Sorry, go ahead, Laura.
Just there's no handle.
Looking around the room, the thing that looks, make an investigation.
Guidance.
Is that a plus? Is that a D4?
I'll allow
Yep.
it since he made it before you rolled, and this isn't a conversation.
It's a D4, right?
Yes.
Yes.
One,
7.
7. When you think of handles, you think of tool handles. There's not a scrap of wood in here.
Is there a? Yeah, that's actually exactly what I'm looking for. Is there a space to slide something into on that gear?
It looks like there's a clutch mechanism. All you have to do is activate that clutch mechanism through some mechanical means.
There a lever?
So there's not like a
Beepo.
space where I can.
The looking around, the oddest thing in this room is the lone solitary column that you tied the rope to. Every other column in this place appears to be connected to one of other, and it's very hot. The only cool one in this place is the one that you tied the rope to, that is
The
sticking up
mechanism-
halfway out of the room.
Is it at like an angle?
Cat is
It's
very
not at an angle right now.
but I have a feeling the mechanism we need isn't from this room. It's activated through a different room.
Are there
Mm,
any other gears turning?
Yes, there appear to be other gears turning throughout the room, but the one to activate this door is on a clutch mechanism.
So
I-
what I want to do is I want to take the rope and I want to tie one end to one of the pieces of the gear, one of the teeth, loop it around, and I want to see if I can reach one of the other gears. And if so, I'm going to tie a small hole and then ring it over a gear as it turns, forcing it to turn this gear as well.
Okay, I'm going to need you to make a sleight of hand check because these other gears are moving.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
Why don't we just jam the gear and wait till someone comes to fix it?
So they don't have like little holes in them like this.
That is a 15.
Ooh.
All right. So, connecting the two gears together, you are able to get the one connected with the chain to start rotating without crushing your hand. The door slowly begins to creak open. The rope is straining.
All right, guys, let's move.
Can I hold the door at all?
Can you make a perception check?
Who?
Katya, for trying to hold the door.
$11.
Katya, there's a empty abyss on the other side of the door. Looking it down, it appears to be the bottom of a natural cavern about 50 feet down. Looking up, it is a black expanse that you can only see to the edge of your dark vision. Looking around on the walls, there appears to be some more metal structures.
I don't think we want this exit.
Oh, we don't?
Why not?
There's a whole lot of nothing out there.
Well, we can have
Can you roll?
Click look.
Or
Can
Here.
you roll? Can you roll a d20 for me, Chris?
D20. Do I need to add anything to this?
No, this is just to see what happens.
12.
Okay. Meepo, you have the highest perception, right?
Yes.
That rope is beginning to fray. It's
best.
This is not good. Yeah, I suggest you stay away from that rope, by the way.
The rope snaps. Katya, are you
Yeah.
going to make an athletics check because you're currently holding the door?
I suppose I am.
All right, roll athletics.
22.
Okay, you are able to hold the door. You lock your feet. You do what you shouldn't do for leg press and straighten your legs, but you get the door to stop from closing.
I just learned something about a leg press.
Should we have Click fly out and see if he can?
Logan, I tried to use my one of my immovable rods to
Okay,
hold
yeah.
the door in place.
When did you
The,
get that?
I've had these two for quite a while.
he bought them a long time ago. Okay, the door is now held in place. Katya, you can move.
Hey. Okay.
Awesome move, Meepo. I'll go ahead and slip through, and I'll kind of fly around to see what I see.
Flying down, you see the bottom of a natural cavern, as Katya would have described to you. You fly up.
Yeah.
Okay, you fly up a few hundred feet, and you see a door that is oddly similar to the one that you just left behind. It's not open though, so it's not the same door. It just looks like it's made in the exact same way.
Gotcha. That's 100 feet up. That would be a little too difficult for everybody. So I fly back down. I tell people what I see. And I say, I don't feel like this is going to be a way to go because I feel like it would be too difficult for all of us to terrain or for all of us to traverse. I mean, if we want to shoot our shot with the cavern, we can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we can also check the door on the other side and see what we see.
How far is the drop down?
About 50 so feet to the bottom of a natural cavern.
Did it look like the cavern was carved at all? Like, was there any like path made or anything like that, or did this look like a place that they haven't expanded to yet?
It looks like it was carved minimally, mostly just to square it up, because those metal structures ran all the way up as far as you were able to fly. There was more room, by the way, for you to continue to fly upwards if you wanted to.
Okay.
By the way, I assume everyone's through the door now, so I can get my rod back.
No.
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 Not yet. Not
No.
yet.
No.
No?
Because it's an
Nothing beyond the
immediate
door.
drop after the door.
No? Okay.
So,
Just drop
like I
some
said,
off
do
there.
we want to take our chance? Because if they haven't carved this out yet, there's no telling what creatures are there.
Oh.
So, do we want to take our chances with the intelligent minds that made whatever this is? Or do we want to take our chances with whatever beasts or creatures of the night or darkness or cave would be
Well,
in
this
that
was
cavern?
almost certainly made by fire giants. Because that's who we know lives on this island above us, right?
I'm just thinking with the water spell we have on us, we're gonna have an easier time in the water.
I'm thinking the fire giants could be reasoned with, well, whatever's those things can't.
We don't even know how to get out of this cavern.
Well, that's why we find a way.
Well, and so my vote is, and reasoning is this: if we go back down the tube into the water, it's only getting worse and hotter. So we'll probably be boiled alive. We can't crawl up to go to the other door or open the other door, so that's not an option. The only other option is the bottom of the cavern. And then
Logan,
searching to see if there's a way out.
was there
One
an
thing we can do if we wanted to, because I know we're all worn out and we don't know what lies on the end of that door, we could take some time and sleep here.
nope
And no,
spell?
Shake that bottom line. Let me hear you say it.
What?
What
What?
is happening?
I don't know. That looked like it was coming from you.
That
Me?
was mine.
It was Eric.
Oh. But anyway,
Yeah,
my
alert go
thinking
off.
is if these giants do come and see us, like Meepo said, they could potentially be reasoned with.
Or they'll execute us.
Or-
It could be that.
Or if we wanted to, we could climb back down where the. Well, no, there's nothing but water, so there's no way to rest there. There was no dry land at all in that little area we came from, was there?
No, it
Logan.
was under.
Okay. Yeah, so that's my thinking, but if we want to just continue traveling like we are now, then I'm okay with that too.
Logan, was the water feeling like it was getting hotter? Other than
Every
how-
time there was water coming out, every time water came out of the tube, the water became very warm. It's like a very hot bath, not comfortable.
Okay.
It's like for those of you that have pink flesh, it's a little extra pink.
Okay.
You got cooked a little bit.
Scales.
So why don't we get down to the ground floor, rest there for the night, see if anything shows up. Or we can stay up here with the door open. It's comfortable in the room, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's a bit hot and dry, but it beats the wet that you've been in. In fact, it feels like your clothes are going to dry practically on your backs.
So
Everyone's very prudy.
everyone's very what?
Pruning.
Prudy.
Ah.
But we'll dry off quickly.
I will go with whatever y'all vote with. But my vote initially is to go back into the water.
You would say
Well,
that,
that's because
fish
you're
person.
half shark. The rest of us will eventually not be able to breathe.
Yeah.
But we
pretty
still
much.
have hours left on that.
Yes, but we're also being boiled alive down there.
I mean,
Well, we're
even
gonna
if
sleep,
this
so we're gonna
thing
be sitting
takes
here for
our
hours.
path,
If we're gonna rest here, we're gonna be here for hours.
well, I'm not suggesting we rest.
Well,
Is that movable rod still in the door?
Yeah.
I was. No one wanted me to move it.
Okay. Can I get perception checks for everybody?
Sure.
This is one way to get somebody's attention.
Dirty 20.
Ooh,
17.
10, but with a natural 1.
What cat do you get?
a 16.
Levi. With the door slackened, you see, people are talking, you're looking around. You notice that the column that you had tied the rope on appears to have moved a little bit with the door slackened.
I'm going to point out and say, hey, did you see that thing move a little bit since the door's been open? We
No.
might not want to stay in this room any longer.
Like, as in, did it move now, or did it move when the door opened? Therefore, if we close the door, it would return to its normal position.
I don't know. I didn't see it. Just
When
see
you
it.
guys came
You
into
mean
the room,
the giant lever thing that's been sitting right there that probably opens this door naturally?
I don't understand what we're talking about.
So the thing I tied the rope on, thought we climbed up. It's
Yeah.
probably the lever that's used to move the chain, which would open the door normally.
Okay.
But it's big, and people probably not strong enough to move it.
none of
And
you
the
have tried
rod work
use-
does good enough. So
Sure.
I think we need to get out of this room and down on the floor.
I
You're
could
talking about-
always see if I could stop one of the gears and see if somebody comes to try to fix it.
Are you talking about going into the room that this door opens into?
Into the cavern.
No, with the movable gears, I could put a rod inside of it to stop the gear from turning. And then I assume that would cause issues somewhere, and somebody might come to fix it.
Yeah, but that might be a long time.
I mean, it might be a short time. I don't know.
We are a very indecisive group.
I told you my vote.
What do you do? Because right now, this is what your situation looks like. These are the things that you know are there.
But you say that when you say it that way.
Here's that little thing with the rope tied on it.
Do we
looks a
want to
little
go ahead and
sliding
head
down.
to the cavern and do a long rest there?
That's
Is
my
that
vote.
I mean,
I do kind of
So
like
when
that
you
idea.
say the click,
Yeah.
looking at that cavern, it doesn't appear to go any deeper. It just looks like it's been dug out.
Okay, so there's not a pathway there.
Nope. It just
Okay.
looks like it's the bottom of a shaft.
Gotcha. And then I'll relay it that way. Yeah. So there's not a tunnel or anything. It's just a hole. It's just a hole.
Oh,
What's at the
so
And
bottom?
unfortunately, you guys can't fly, so we can't do the upper options.
What's the bottom of the hole?
well, I wouldn't say that I can't fly.
I can't fly.
I cannot fly. But what's at the bottom of the hole?
Can you still fly though with having forsaken your sword?
What forsaken my sword?
Yeah, when you tossed your sword,
I don't know what you're talking.
swear allegiance to that fish thing.
That should have nothing to do with anything. I feel fine.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Logan, what did I see at the bottom of that hole?
Rocks.
Just lots of rocks.
Rocks. It looks
Yep,
like
lots of rocks.
it looks like above you has been carved out into a square shaft. It looks like below you looks like the rough endings of the bottom of the shaft. Also kind of squared up, but the bottom's not flat.
Gotcha.
It looks like they just said, that's far enough.
Well, another option that we haven't really looked at is if y'all want, I can continue to fly upwards, see if I see anybody, maybe make contact, or I can observe, see if it looks like they may have evil intent. And then maybe I can ask them for help.
So how big are the fire giants again?
About
Giant.
18 feet tall.
About how much?
About 18 feet tall.
18? So
Giants.
if we destroyed one of these gears or something, how do they come down to fix them?
There's another door.
somebody had to come down here.
But is there a ladder to go from the door up there?
No. There is a whole other door in this room.
Wait, there's another
No.
door in this
Why don't
room?
we open that other
Oh,
door?
I thought there was another door.
No.
It's
I
up
thought there was
above-
two
it's
doors.
a
It's-
fit-
It's double doors.
How do we
Oh.
think they get in here? I mean, somebody had to come down here and build all this, right?
Right.
So
Magic?
they had to get down here somehow.
and
Magic.
you said there was a door above us.
Yep.
Yeah, there is that door.
Why don't
So-
we go?
How did they go from door to door?
I have no earthly idea now. Because I
How,
thought there were two
how big
doors
of a
that
gap
led
is
into
there
the-
from the two doors, Logan?
About 100 feet.
How high is it? Okay, 100 feet.
So
Ladder?
the
They pull up a ladder.
question of destroying a gear and waiting for somebody. What are we waiting for that has a door 50 feet in the air with no way to get up there or down?
Oh, no, I don't say that.
Maybe they have something they climb down with. I don't know. I mean, you can't just fly up there and drop a rope down to us, so we can climb up there too, and then we can just go through that door.
Let me go ahead and just see how easy that door is to open. Because I didn't even bother touching
I
it.
mean, there might be something up there to tie it off to.
I'm going to take a look. So I'll go ahead and fly back into the cavern. Get up to the door. First off, do I see something that I can tie a rope to?
Oh, yeah. It's like all the metal that runs along the side of this place. You see what here, many tie-off points.
Many tie-off points. Okay. Next thing I want to do before I try and even open this door is I want to fly upwards to see if I see any new doors.
Yes, roughly every 100 feet or so, you see a new door.
Okay? Every 100 feet, new door. Got it. I go back down to the other door.
How
Do
far
I-
did you fly up?
We'll say I flew up another 300 feet. So 3 doors.
Okay, you only managed to get 200 feet up before you are blocked by something that fills the space of the shaft.
Gotcha.
Appears to be made of metal.
Okay, so 200 feet up, something blocking the shaft. Got it. Next, I'm going to go down to the door that's 100 feet from where we are. And is there a way for me to open it from the outside?
Investigation.
All right, let's do this.
Are these us-sized doors?
No, they are giant-sized doors.
Investigation is going to be a dirty 20.
Click. Looking at the outside of the door that your group is in, and comparing it to this one, with the door slightly open, you see like this indentation in the wall, this piece of metal that appears to be tipped down slightly
Yeah.
as the door has been moved open slightly. There's a similar little indentation right by this door, but this one is perfectly straight instead of dipped down.
Okay, I don't understand these indentions. So, like, do you mean there's.
So here's a wall, right?
Yeah?
And this one, the one on the bottom, is slightly tipped downwards, right? There's a little mechanical thing that you can't quite get your grip on yet. That's pointed slightly down. The one on top appears to be completely straight.
Oh, my goodness. Why can't people just do regular doors like we do where I'm from? Why do we got to be all complicated all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Because
Okay.
we can.
Do I recognize how this one works?
You, with your 20, think that if you can push that latch down, you'll open the door.
All right. First off, I'll try and use my hand and try and pull it down.
Athletics.
Okay. Because that's going to go well.
I am just a simple farmer's daughter.
That is a 13.
You just try to push on it. It's more of like you're not pushing down on it so much as you're pushing yourself up.
Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly on top of it, and with my wings still out, I'm going to bring both my feet up and start kicking it down.
All right, make another athletics check with advantage.
Okay. Oh, that was bad. Please give me a higher number.
Maybe you're just
Ooh,
knocking on
That
it.
is a 21.
Okay, you're jumping on it. It's like you're about to give up, but on the 5th jump, it suddenly goes click. You slip for a second, almost falling down into the cavern, but you can fly, so it's no problem. You hear this whirring sound of chains from behind you. You turn around to see the double doors open up.
Ooh.
Okay, I peer through. Can I peer from the side? If it does it open inward or outwards?
It opens into the room.
Okay, great. So I kind of get to the wall and I try and look from the side. Do I see anything in here?
Are you trying
Bless
to
you.
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yes.
Make a stealth check real quick.
All right. Super stealthy, guys. I got this.
You got this.
That's a 11.
11.
That's
Okay.
11.
As you peer into this room, there are many smells going on. You smell more of those rotten eggs. You also smell other metallic kind of smells. But that's not as important as what you see. You see many great bins filled with various powders. There's yellow powders, white powders, red powders, and also 2 giants. They are looking perplexed out directly at you.
Do they see me?
They see you.
Hi. My name's Click. And I kind of set myself down on the very edge of where the door is. And I want to make sure this is clear before I continue. If it seems like they make any threatening moves towards me, I'm just going to fall backwards and then fly downwards.
Well, looking at these guys, they appear to be wearing workman's clothes, like thick leather aprons with stiff white powder covering them. They're either carrying shovels or shifters between them. And like you see, matching sized wheelbarrows filled with powders. They're moving back and forth.
Gotcha. All right. So
How did you get into here?
Well, I was in the ocean initially, and then this being like captured me, and I escaped it, and I swam for my life, and I found myself in this place with a really big tube, and I climbed, and I should probably mention that I'm not really good with directions. I'm not even from this plane, so like it's really easy for me to get lost here. But all I truly want to do is I just want to get outside.
Roll persuasion.
Can I say Serenetta bless me and get myself guidance?
It's a conversation, so I'm not going to allow it as a reaction speed.
Persuasion, you said?
Yep.
That's a 9.
They one of them puts down their shovels and picks up what looks to be like a machine hammer. It's got a big fat head on it with a blunted triangle point.
I put my hands up and
Oh, you cut out.
even like I am not. I literally do not.
Uh-oh, Chris.
Are you cutting out or something, Chris? What's up?
Yep.
His video. Oh, you're good. No, you're good. To further just now, Laura's
Oh, I'm
on
here.
screen.
I'm leaning.
To further describe these two giants, one of them appears to have a bit of a gut. Uh-oh.
I was gonna say, you can still hear Chris.
Yeah.
I
I need to
cannot.
refresh then because
I cannot see you.
yeah, he disappeared for me.
Never
He's
mind.
refreshing.
Well,
Oh, there
you
you go.
just-
Sorry about that.
There he goes.
Further describe these two giants. One has a large beard, fire red against black charcoal skin, as typical of a fire giant with a big pot belly. The other one seems a bit skinnier, a lot younger than the other one. It was the younger one who was reaching for the hammer.
I'm gonna stick my head out the door and yell up to Click and say, "Hey, Click, are you okay?"
Click lets out a very exasperated sigh.
So, if what you're saying is true, you still need to go to the guard.
What?
The guard.
Oh. I was like,
Look.
what did we get ourselves into?
I'm peaceful. I really just want to get out. So, the guard. By the way, this place is magnificent. I've never seen anything like this in my homeland. We don't have places like this. Can you tell me a little bit about it? And I point to what I am at, like, if there's any machinery or anything, I point to it and say, like, what is that? What do you call it?
Oh, and don't forget to offer him tea.
Listen, it worked.
It is a hey, you're playing the flattery game, which will get you pretty far with fire giants. There could be more will be said after the guard clears you. Are you the only one here?
No.
Do I sense, like, do they have, like, evil intent? Or is this kind of like, we just want to be cautious?
It's definitely cautious. You're a strange person in their house.
I say, no, my friends and I were traveling, and we all kind of wound up here together, trying to find a way out.
Where are they?
They're in the room below. If you give me patience, I can help them come up here, but only if you promise no harm to come to them.
That'll be up to the guard.
So, how do you want to do this? Would you like for me to get them and you bring the guard here, and then we can kind of meet here?
How
You want me to
about
up, and then we can travel to the guard together? That'll take a little bit while, though. They're not flyers like me, so
How
they're gonna have to
about-
take us a long way.
how about you stay here with Calderon? I'll go get the guard.
Okay.
You see the younger giant. He's now just kind of like tapping the big hammer in his hand.
Why can't we get us?
So
I tell them. So I'm sorry. Repeat that again for me, because I forgot. So is he wanting to get the guard and then I bring them up?
no, he wants to go get the guard. Bring the guard down here. Then you and the guard go get your friends.
Okay.
Oh, say that.
While he before he goes, I say I do appreciate your willingness to try and work with us, and if I may, because you've allowed me at least for this moment to be able to witness such magnificent machinery and styles of metalworking that I've never seen before, and I pull out a little knife that I have. I say this knife came from my homeland. The people here call it the elemental plane of air. So it's unique to that place. And I would like to offer it to you as a gesture of good faith and as a way of me thanking you for allowing me to observe such magnificent workmanship.
Persuasion with advantage.
All right, come on, D20. Don't screw me over. That was so bad. That was
I
so
don't know
bad.
what you're trying to persuade at this point.
That's a 14.
You're just flattering to flatter at this point.
Well,
I'm hoping
He's
it'll
already flattered.
But I'm flattering in like different things, so I'm hoping like something will work.
you see the older one smile. It's like, well, thank you very much.
My goodness,
Right.
my knife looks like a toothpick in your hands. That is fascinating.
It does. It does. You stay here with Calderon. I'll be right back.
Oh, absolutely. And that reminds me, I haven't gotten your name yet.
Ugh.
And I'm Click, by the way. How rude of me. I should have introduced myself in the beginning.
Click,
I
what are
apologize.
you doing up there? You've been up there a while.
Zolagun.
Calderon.
Zolligan.
Just hear me yelling from down below.
Zolagun, I thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you with your guard friends.
And he pulls a lever that looks incredibly similar to the one that was downstairs in the other room. And the doors that were already open, you hear whirring coming from the gears that were above them, and then a massive clanking sound. Everyone can hear this clanking sound as a metal cage descends down the shaft, stopping right in front of the room.
That answers so many questions because before I saw you guys, I imagined either A, you all had wings like me, which would be so magnificent to see on such creatures of such tall standards, or I was thinking it was going to be a multiple leg type thing like the spiders I've witnessed in this area.
All right then.
I'm trying, guys. Flattery is all Click
Just
knows.
feels
That is it.
very purely Click.
I'll get you so far.
All right, so he then pushes the lever that you were working on outside, and the doors close, and you hear that weighing and clanking sound. A few minutes passed, and you see him reemerge with two other fire giants. These giants are decked in black steel, absolutely massive greatswords, twice as long as you are tall, Click.
My
There appears to be a fierce one with a adorned helmet.
I greet them, say, "Hello, my name is Click. I don't know how much
Where
he's
are your
told you about me
friends?
yet.
Where are your
Uh,
friends?
They are one floor down, and would you mind if I flew down to let them know so that way they don't attack?"
You just come with us.
Okay.
All right.
Hello?
All right,
Does
everyone.
does the other two guys go with us, or do they just kind of go back to work?
The other two guys go back to work.
As we like lower, I just want to like wave and say thank you both, and I call them out by name because Click remembers I don't. I suck at names.
Come
Check.
on.
And I say thank you so much, and I appreciate our time together.
And the rest of the party now hears this descending, clanking whirring of machines as the gates open up, and Click is there, flanked by two giants of fire with black steel armor.
About time.
Hi
I
guys.
didn't know when you were coming.
Well,
Is this all of you?
Yes, and Meepo, you may be able to go ahead and take your immovable rod now.
Oh, okay. About time.
Hold on.
this is a lot.
Okay, I didn't roll a 1. I was gonna have a fire giant trip on it. He stubbed his toe. It's like, ow.
Very, very hard ride.
Sorry, I forgot to warn you about that. My apologies.
If you wouldn't all mind coming with us.
Out of curiosity, what happens if you get in an elevator but then activate an immovable rod?
The immovable rod stops, and then something's gonna break mechanically.
Oh,
And I tell the group, I don't get a sense that they're evil or like super dangerous. I think they're just simply being precautious, which is understandable considering we're kind of in their place.
we have no problem with this. We don't know where we're at.
So I think as long as we cooperate, I think everything will work out okay.
I'm very worried.
I
about
asked the
it.
All
guards,
righty.
where exactly are we at, anyways?
You're in the Iron Keep.
I was
Of
worried about
course
this.
we are.
What's that?
We screwed up.
You are going to see the Ember King, and he will decide what is to be done.
Okay. I still don't know what the Iron Keep is, sir. But okay.
Meepo, just keep your
Do
tongue in
what you
check.
want.
As we, I turn to them and I say, if you don't mind, because we're not accustomed to the Ember King or to this place very much, can you tell us about the customs and, you know, kind of like the norms of this area so this way we can make sure to be polite? Like, do we need to bow? What would be the proper way of greeting, things to avoid saying, or actions like finger movements or anything like that to avoid? Because we don't want to upset anybody or, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Or,
Royal
what's-
protocol.
no, not that. What is the? You don't want to upset them. You don't want to disrespect them unknowingly.
Make a charisma roll for the guards.
All right, charisma. Most people's dump stat. Let's see it.
Most people, excuse me.
Woo! That is an 18.
I thought that was Constitution.
Now, Constitution is always one of the ones I pump numbers in. I gotta have that health.
The Ember King is known to discuss with foreign dignitaries. Use the respectful language that you would use in your own kingdom.
I'm afraid that I'm not
Can
from this
do.
kingdom, so I'm not entirely sure. So I'll kind of sit in the background and let my friends take the lead on this one, if that's okay.
Yes,
You just
leave it
sit
to me.
back and hold
please.
on to Meepo.
Leave it to me. I can speak. I speak good. But I could use my kingdom's very respectful tone.
Yeah, steal their keys.
I will put my hand on Meepo's shoulder and I'll be like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll keep
These
a
are
very
too
close eye on him, Levi."
And so the two guard giants flip flip the door switch, closing the door behind them, and activate another mechanism as you all continue to rise.
As we
You-
rise, I kind of ask questions. I'm sorry if I'm being annoying, and I'm kind of excited because we don't have mechanisms like these where I'm from. So, can you tell me how this is working? Like, is there a counterbalance somewhere that's lowering as we're rising? Is this? I saw a lot of fire, so is this steam powered, or is there magical use that's causing this to rise?
One of the guards kind of smirks, but the one with the more decorated helm says, "This is the grand elevator. We use the natural force of the volcano to power our machines and collect minerals for use. Apparently, you were found in one of our mineral collection rooms."
Oh, okay.
Is it whirring and clanking and continuing to go up? You finally stop in front of a room. This door is similar to the others when you look at it mechanically, but the doors seem to be extra decorated, whereas the others were plain metal. This one seems to be reliefed and bossed, not leaving a single place without decoration. As the guards,
Before they open the door, I would like to ask them a question before we get to that point. I didn't mean to cut you off. You can keep describing, but I just want to make sure that I want to ask them one thing before they open the door.
okay,
I tell them, like I said, I'm not from here, and I pull out my journal and I start showing them like my really bad drawings of like creatures we fought and like things that I've learned since my time being here. Is it okay if I write down like what I've learned so far? I don't want to be disrespectful or rude, but I would really like to take these stories back to my homeland so I can tell people about the great marvels that are here, because not everybody's going to get this opportunity to see these things.
the decorated guard captain leans down. He holds his hand out for your notebook.
I hand it to him.
He pulls it up. He looks at it, and then he tucks it into his armor.
I take that as a no.
He doesn't say a word.
Well, before you give it back, there's a great illustration of a beholder in there. I highly recommend it. In case you've never seen one, it'll help you know what to look out for.
And that is the last thing you say as the doors open. So, again, these pair of double doors. This room is immediately boiling hot. You all feel instantly parched for water. Looking out in front of you, blackened stone leads down the center of this long hallway. Every every 50 feet or so, there appears to be a lava fall pouring out of a carved mouth in the wall before it descends and pours into a little pool at the bottom. On the other side of the room, you see in a magnificent black obsidian chair, meticulously carved and reflective. There sits an old giant, massive beard. Even with his charcoal dark skin, you can see from on the opposite side of the room that there are prominent wrinkles around in his forehead of a worried brow. He wears even finer plated steel than the two guards that are escorting you. But on his right-handed side, you see a long spear with brilliant red blade that seems to almost glow by itself. Draped across his shoulders is a scaled cloak of some kind. Looking at the head, it does not appear to be that of a dragon. He raises his arm, says, "Come in." And that's where we stop.
All right.